Welcome students to the fourth and the last part in the series of sentences. Today, we're looking at compound complex sentences. These are the most complicated sentence structures, but when done properly, they can improve the flow of your writing. This video will help you with everything you need about compound complex sentences, their meaning, definition, and usage, along with practical examples. So observe this video till the end. So, what is a compound complex sentence? As the name suggests, a compound complex sentence comprises a compound and a complex sentence. It is the most sophisticated type of sentence you can use. A sentence is a compound with two or more independent clauses. A sentence is complex when it combines one independent clause with at least one dependent clause. As a result, a sentence must have two or more independent clauses and at least one dependent clause to become a compound complex sentence. Let's understand clauses. A clause is comprised of at least one subject and one verb. There are two clauses, the independent clause and the dependent clause. Independent clause. An independent clause makes a statement or asks a question that can act as a complete sentence. Example, the dog barks. Dependent clause. A dependent clause cannot act as a complete sentence because it begins with a subordinating word, such as when, because, if, whoever, etc. Example, when the dog barks. As you can see, all grammatically correct sentences have at least one independent clause, therefore, they have at least one subject and one verb. A compound complex sentence combines compound and complex sentences. The compound part has two or more complex sentences. The complex part means that it has at least one incomplete sentence. One of the easiest ways to understand a compound complex sentence is to first look at the compound sentence and the complex sentence separately. A compound sentence has at least two independent clauses with related ideas. Coordinating conjunction can join the independent clauses. For, and, no, but, or, yet, so, or a semicolon. A complex sentence consists of at least a minimum of one dependent clause and one independent clause combined by a subordinating conjunction. Now, let's understand both by taking an example. I have 10 cousins, but I don't have any brothers or sisters since my parents are already old. Well, the two independent clauses in this sentence are, I have 10 cousins and I don't have any brothers or sisters. The coordinating conjunction joins them, but the dependent clause is since my parents are already old. Let's take another example. I met an old friend today, but we hadn't talked for that long because we both were busy. The two independent clauses here are I met an old friend today and we hadn't talked for that long. They are joined with the coordinating conjunction but. Because both were busy is the dependent clause, and because is our subordinating clause. Now, make a compound complex sentence out of the given sentence. Mary found a sick dog. She took care of it, even though her father didn't like it. What can be the correct compound complex sentence for this? The answer is Mary found a sick dog, and so she took care of it even though her father didn't like it. The two independent clauses in this sentence are Mary found a sick dog, and she took care of it. Even though her father didn't like it is our dependent clause. The second one. I want to bake a cake that has the most flavors or tastes. I'll also bake a fruit cake. The answer is, I want to bake a cake that has the most flavors or tastes, and I'll also bake a fruit cake. I want to bake a cake, and I'll also bake a fruit cake are our independent clause. That has the most flavors or tastes is our dependent clause. When I was a kid, my parents separated. Click on the bell icon to subscribe to our channel.